Folks, let's be real. Women want things they will never say out loud, and every man who doesn't know this ends up confused, rejected, or powerless. Most men walk through relationships with the wrong map. They believe what women say they want instead of what they actually respond to. They play it safe, they stay polite, they hold back their edge. And then they wonder why she loses interest, why she stops leaning in, or why she says something is missing when you were giving her everything you thought she wanted. Here's the truth, my friend. Women have a darker side to their desire. Not toxic, not dangerous, just unspoken, hidden, instinctive. They want confidence that takes the lead. They want unpredictability wrapped in safety. They want tension, mystery, and masculine presence that makes their body react before their mind understands why. But nobody teaches men this. Not your parents, not society, not relationships you've had in the past. Today, that changes. Because once you understand these hidden desires, once you learn the 7 dark things women crave but never express, you stop guessing. You stop overthinking. You start moving with purpose, clarity, and the kind of masculine energy that wakes up a woman's attraction at the level she actually feels it. Let's get into it. Number 1. The dominance she secretly loves. My friend, let's get honest about something most men misunderstand completely. When women say they want a gentleman, they're not asking for a man who is passive, hesitant, or overly agreeable. What they actually respond to, what they feel in their body, even if they never admit it, is a man who takes the lead with calm, subtle dominance. Not force, not aggression, not control, direction, presence, certainty. That is the kind of masculine energy women lean into, especially women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who know themselves far better than they did in their 20s. Let me show you what this looks like with a real example. Richard, 61, from Texas, had been talking to a woman named Elena, 58. He liked her a lot, so he tried to be nice and polite. He kept asking her what she wanted to do, where she wanted to eat, what time she preferred, and how she felt about everything. On the surface, it looked kind, but deep down, Elena felt something missing. Richard wasn't leading, he wasn't showing initiative. His politeness turned into pressure on her to make every decision. That's not dominance, that's emotional outsourcing, and it quietly killed her attraction. Now look at another example. John, 59, from North Carolina, was seeing a woman named Melissa, 55. Instead of asking her a dozen questions, he simply said, "Thursday evening works for me. I know a place you'll like. Pick you up at 7. Calm tone. Light smile. No pressure. No demand. Just a man moving with intention." Melissa didn't just say yes. She felt herself leaning in, not because she wanted to be controlled, but because she felt the safety of a man who knew what he wanted and wasn't afraid to take the lead. This is the dominance women secretly love. Not domination, not ego, not force. It's the masculine ability to guide the moment, to move first, to be decisive, to hold your ground without needing her approval. Every woman feels this instantly. Why? Because dominance in its healthy form communicates 3 things. 1. Direction. You're not floating through life waiting for someone else to choose your next step. 2. Confidence. You trust your decisions, and that makes her trust you. 3. Presence. You're grounded enough to lead without forcing anything. Women don't want to be in charge of the dynamic. They want to relax into their feminine, and they can only do that when you step into your masculine. Here's where most men mess up. They try to compensate for fear by pushing too hard, or they hide their desire behind politeness. Both kill attraction. The right kind of dominance is quiet, measured, controlled. It's in your tone, your timing, and the way you move through the world. You don't rush. You don't beg. You don't over-explain. You simply take the lead in a way that gives her space to respond not pressure to obey. When you do this, a woman feels something she cannot put into words: safety mixed with excitement. The combination that activates her feminine instinct. If this sounds familiar, drop a short comment: I've seen this. Stay with me, because the next part reveals the unpredictable edge that keeps her intrigued even when you say almost nothing. Number 2. The unpredictable edge she wants. My friend, let's slow down and look at one of the secrets women will never say out loud, but they feel instantly. Women don't fall for a man because he is predictable in the boring way. They fall for a man who is predictable in his character, but unpredictable in his energy. A man whose values don't change, but whose presence never feels flat or scripted. A man she can trust, but not fully anticipate. That's the edge she wants. That's the edge she responds to on a level she can't explain. Most men misunderstand this completely. They believe being predictable means being available at all times, answering instantly, repeating the same compliments, planning the same dates, and keeping everything smooth and safe. And while safe sounds good on paper emotionally, it does nothing. A woman doesn't want emotional safety built on sameness. She wants emotional safety built on strength. And strength has depth. Strength has contrast. Strength moves with intention, not habit. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." A man afraid of change becomes rigid, repetitive, and dull. He moves through life on autopilot. He reacts the same way to everything because he thinks consistency means never shifting. But consistent behavior is not strength. Consistent character is. Women don't want the man who shows the same emotional tone every day. They want the man who can be grounded one moment and playful the next, calm one moment and teasing the next, soft-spoken when it matters, decisive when it counts. What matters is that each shift comes from a centered, composed place, not insecurity, not fear, not emotional chaos. Here's what the wrong kind of predictability looks like. She texts, "Good morning." You instantly respond with a long message every single time. She shares something small, and you give a huge emotional reaction. She cancels plans once, and you start over-explaining or apologizing. She pulls back a little, and you panic and push harder. This is predictable because it's driven by anxiety. It's predictable because it's reactive, and reactive energy is soft energy. The right kind of unpredictability is different. It's intentional, it's steady. It comes from presence, not fear. Here's what that looks like. Sometimes you respond quickly. Sometimes you respond after you finish what you're doing. Sometimes you bring playful energy. Other times you're direct and steady. Sometimes you lead the conversation. Other times you slow down and observe. Sometimes you reveal a layer of yourself. Other times you let mystery do the work. This doesn't confuse her, it captivates her. Because she feels your layers, your dimension, your aliveness. You're not flat, you're not scripted. You're not emotionally predictable in a way that makes you forgettable. One of the principles of Stoicism is to stay grounded regardless of external changes. Epictetus said, "Circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him." When your energy shifts but your center stays unmoved, that's exactly what happens. The moment reveals your strength. She sees you adapt without breaking. She feels your depth. She senses that you're not controlled by fear or approval-seeking. And this, my friend, is the core truth. Women don't want chaos. They don't want games. They don't want mixed signals. They want aliveness. They want contrast. They want a man who can shift energy while staying grounded in who he is. Predictable men make women comfortable. Men with a masculine edge make women curious. And curiosity is the fuel of attraction. If this hits home, drop a comment and type, "I live boldly." Stay with me because next we dive into the silent confidence that pulls her in before you ever touch her. Number 3. the confidence that pulls her in. My friend, let's talk about the one quality every woman feels before she even realizes she's feeling it. Confidence. Not the loud kind, not the showy kind, not the look at me kind most men try to imitate. I'm talking about silent confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be announced, the kind that sits in your posture, your tone, your timing, and your presence. That is the confidence that pulls a woman in at a level she can't explain. Most men misunderstand confidence because they think it's about performance. They talk louder, they brag more, they try to look tougher, they push their personality onto the situation. But real confidence is the opposite. Real confidence is absence. Absence of panic, absence of neediness, absence of emotional rush, absence of fear. Women feel that instantly. When a man moves without hurry, speaks without insecurity, and listens without losing himself, she feels pulled in. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That strength is exactly what women respond to. Not external loudness, but internal calm. Not self-promotion, but self-possession. Not force, but centeredness. Silent confidence looks like this. You don't rush to fill silence. You let the moment breathe. You don't react to every emotional spike she has. You listen not because you're trying to win her over, but because you're grounded enough to hold the moment. You speak with intention, not urgency. You choose your words instead of spilling them. Women feel safe around a man who does not crumble under emotion, hers or his. Women feel drawn to a man who doesn't abandon himself when he likes her. And women feel intensely attracted to a man who can stay calm when the moment gets tense. Here's the part men miss. Confidence is not about having all the answers. It's about not being scared of the moment. When she questions you, you don't flinch. When she takes a while to respond, you don't spiral. When she has a bad day, you don't join the chaos. When she pulls back, you don't chase. You stay you. You stay centered. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And a woman follows the man who is the master of himself, not the master of her. This is why silent confidence is so magnetic. It signals that you do not need her validation to feel grounded. You do not need her attention to feel valuable. You do not need her affection to feel complete. A man who doesn't need is a man a woman naturally desires. Your presence becomes a space she wants to be in. Your calm becomes a contrast to her emotional waves. Your steadiness becomes the thing she trusts, even if she doesn't say it. Women crave this energy because it lets them relax into their feminine. She doesn't have to lead. She doesn't have to set the tone. She doesn't have to control the moment. Your confidence handles that silently. That's why confidence is not a behavior, it's an atmosphere. If this resonates, drop a comment and type, "I stand steady." Stay with me because next we dive into the mystery that makes her lean closer without even knowing why. Number 4. The signals you must read. My friend, this is where most men lose the entire game without even realizing it. Women rarely tell you directly what they feel. They rarely say what they want. They rarely express their shifts openly. Instead, they communicate through signals, subtle cues, changes in tone, micro-decisions, and emotional patterns. If you don't know how to read these signals, you will always feel confused. But if you can read them, you move with clarity and confidence, while every other man stumbles. Women test without announcing it. They pull back without explaining it. They reveal interest without verbalizing it. They show attraction through the smallest movements. And they show disinterest the same way. A man who can read these cues stands out instantly because she feels understood without having to teach him how to understand her. This is not about playing detective, it's about awareness. Quiet, masculine awareness. The Stoics taught that perception is the foundation of wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, If you look within, you will find everything you need. In other words, slow down, observe, and stop trying to force meaning through emotion. When you are grounded, you can read the room. When you are frantic, you misread everything. Most men misinterpret women not because women are complicated, but because men are internally chaotic. Here are the signals you must read. 1. Her investment pattern. A woman with interest will mirror your effort to some degree. Not perfectly, not instantly, but consistently. When she stops mirroring entirely, that's information, not a crisis. 2. Her emotional shifts. Women move through emotions fluidly. You don't match every shift. You notice it. You adjust your presence, not your identity. When she becomes emotional, your job is not to react, it's to remain steady. 3. Her subtle curiosity. If she asks small questions about your life, your time, your plans, she is checking your direction, not controlling you, observing you. Curiosity is a soft signal of attraction. 4. Her boundaries. If she sets a boundary and watches your response, that is not rejection. That is respect in motion. Handle it calmly, and she trusts you more. 5. Her distance. Distance is not always a sign of losing interest. Sometimes it's a test. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's her watching to see if you collapse or stay centered. What matters is your reaction, not her distance. Reading these signals is not about overthinking. It's about not ignoring what's right in front of you. Women communicate emotionally, indirectly, and energetically. You communicate through presence, calm, and direction. The moment you learn her language without abandoning yours, the dynamic changes completely. And here's the deeper truth. A woman does not want a man who waits for her to spell everything out. She wants a man who sees her clearly, without needing instructions. When she feels seen, she relaxes. When she relaxes, she connects. When she connects, attraction grows naturally. If this resonates, drop a comment and type, "I read clearly." Stick with me, because what's coming next reveals the tension that turns her on without a single word spoken. And my friend, if you want deeper lessons, private breakdowns, and exclusive masculine psychology content I don't share publicly, consider joining the channel membership. It's where I teach the skills that truly change how men move in relationships. Number 5. The tension that turns her on. My friend, let's talk about a truth. Most men never realize women don't fall for comfort alone. They fall for tension, not conflict, not drama, not emotional chaos. I'm talking about that subtle magnetic tension that exists between a grounded man and a feminine woman. The kind of tension that makes her lean forward, breathe a little slower, and feel something she can't explain. The kind of tension she never admits she craves, but always responds to. And here's the part most men miss: tension is not created by words. It's created by presence. It's created by how you hold yourself. It's created by the space between you and her, not the closeness. You don't force it, you don't chase it, you don't announce it. You let it build naturally through contrast, timing, and masculine steadiness. Let me show you how this plays out with real people. There's a man named Michael, 58, from Arizona. Good man. Successful, kind, respectful. But every time he liked a woman, he gave her too much too soon. He complimented her constantly, leaned in whenever she spoke, tried to show her he was interested every moment of the conversation. His intentions were good, but he eliminated all tension. There was nothing left to discover, nothing left to feel. She didn't lose interest because he wasn't a good man. She lost interest because he was emotionally predictable. Now compare that to Laura, 56, who told me about a man she met at a wine tasting. His name was James, 61. He didn't try to impress her. He didn't overtalk. He didn't lean in desperately. Instead, he listened with calm confidence, held eye contact just a second longer than expected, paused before speaking, and let silence do half the work. That silence created tension. That presence created curiosity. That contrast pulled her toward him without him lifting a finger. This tension isn't manipulation, it's polarity. It's what happens when a man stays grounded while a woman's energy moves, flows, and responds. Here's how tension forms in a natural masculine way. 1. Eye contact that isn't rushed. Not staring, not forcing. Just holding your gaze a moment longer, showing her you're not afraid of the moment. 2. Silence you're comfortable in. Most men panic and fill every second with talking. A grounded man lets silence breathe. Silence is tension. 3. A calm voice. Not monotone. Calm, controlled. A voice that says, I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to be myself. 4. Emotional patience. When she gets shy, playful, uncertain, or flustered, you don't rush to ease the moment. You let her feel it. You let her come toward you. 5. A slight unpredictability. Sometimes you tease. Sometimes you go serious. Sometimes you simply observe her. She doesn't know exactly what version of you she'll get, but she knows it will be masculine. And here's the deeper truth. Women feel desire not when a man moves toward them, but when a man stands strong and lets them move toward him. Tension is created in that small gap in the space where her curiosity and your steadiness meet. Michael removed the gap. James held the gap. And women feel the difference instantly. This is why Stoicism matters here. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly. Attraction is no different. Tension grows slowly. It builds through patience, presence, and your ability to stay centered while she reacts emotionally." If this resonates, drop a comment and type, "I hold tension." Stay tuned, because the next part reveals the intensity she craves but rarely admits. Number 6. The intensity she craves. My friend, let's get honest about something most men never fully understand. Women don't just want softness, kindness, or patience. They want intensity. Not the chaotic kind, not emotional volatility, not jealousy or aggression. I'm talking about the kind of masculine intensity she feels before she even names it. The kind that comes from presence, desire, and a man who knows exactly who he is. This intensity isn't loud. It isn't dramatic. It isn't forced. It is focused. It's the energy of a man who pays attention. A man who leads with intention. A man who isn't afraid of closeness, connection, or tension. A man whose desire is controlled, not hidden. That is the intensity that makes a woman's feminine instinct wake up immediately. Here's where most men get this wrong. They think intensity means pushing. They think it means pursuing harder. They think it means showing more interest, more affection, more emotion. But real intensity isn't about doing more. It's about being more grounded, more deliberate, more certain. Intensity shows up when your energy sharpens, not when your actions multiply. The Stoics described this energy perfectly. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free. Freedom isn't wild behavior, it's inner strength. A man who is free inside himself expresses his desire without fear, without nervousness, without apology." That is the essence of masculine intensity, desire without desperation. Let me break down what this looks like in real life, because it's subtle but powerful. 1. Your attention deepens. When you talk to her, you actually listen. You're not scanning the room, checking your phone, or rushing your responses. Focus is intensity. 2. Your voice slows down. A steady, controlled tone signals comfort with the moment. Women feel this immediately. 3. Your desire is present, not hidden. You don't shower her with compliments. You don't announce your interest. You let it sit in your energy, in your eye contact, in the way you engage with her. Desire without broadcast is intensity. 4. You don't soften when she flirts. Most men crumble the moment a woman shows interest. A confident man gets sharper, more present, more composed. 5. You stay grounded when tension rises. Intensity is not created by stepping forward, it's created by not stepping back when the moment gets charged. Here's the real truth. Women don't crave intensity because they want drama. They crave it because it shows them your masculinity is alive. Softness alone feels safe but forgettable. Intensity makes her feel something she can't control. This is why a man with intensity stands out from every other man in her life. Other men talk too much. You speak with intention. Other men react emotionally. You stay centered. Other men chase the moment. You hold the moment. Intensity is the difference between wanting her and being needy for her. It's the difference between confidence and performance. It's the difference between masculine presence and masculine panic. And here's the part most men miss. Intensity doesn't burn her out. It draws her in. A woman will always remember a man who made her feel the gravity of his presence, not because he overwhelmed her, but because he stayed rooted in who he was. If this resonates, drop a comment and type, "I bring fire." Don't go anywhere, because the next part reveals the push-pull dynamic women feel deeply, but never admit. Number 7. The push-pull she feels deeply. My friend, let's talk about a dynamic every woman feels, but almost no woman will ever explain. It's the push-pull energy that activates her feminine instinct on a level deeper than logic. And no, this isn't manipulation. It's not games. It's not emotional trickery. It's the natural rhythm between masculine and feminine energy when a man is grounded and a woman is responsive. When done right, it creates connection. When done wrong, it destroys attraction instantly. To understand this, you need to see how it works in real life. Take Robert, 59, from Colorado. He met Diane, 57, during a community volunteer event. She liked him. He liked her. But the moment he sensed she was interested, he threw all his masculine rhythm out the window. He became too available, too eager, too responsive. He texted constantly, planned everything instantly, filled every silence. In his mind, he was doing the right thing. But what he didn't realize is that he eliminated the push-pull dynamic entirely. There was no space for desire to grow, no curiosity, no tension. Diane didn't pull away because Robert was a bad guy. She pulled away because his energy left her nothing to respond to. Now compare that to Cynthia, 56, who described a man named Thomas, 62. She said he was warm and engaging when they talked, but he didn't chase her afterward. He didn't shower her with constant attention. He didn't try to lock things down immediately. Some days he was playful. Other days he was calm and observant. He showed interest without overexposing himself. He created moments, then gave her space to feel the moment. That contrast made her think about him, wonder about him, lean toward him. That is push-pull done right. Push-pull is not hot and cold. It's not inconsistent behavior. It's emotional polarity created through balance. Here's what real push-pull looks like. Push your presence, your engagement, your attention, your masculine warmth. Pull your space, your silence, your independence, your calm detachment. Women respond to both. Women need both. When you only push, chase, over-communicate, over-explain, she feels smothered. When you only pull, withdraw, ignore, disappear, she feels unsafe. But when you mix both with intention, attraction builds. And here's the deeper truth. Women crave the push-pull rhythm because it allows their emotion to breathe. It gives their feminine energy something to respond to. Masculine presence pulls them in when it's strong, and masculine space draws them closer when it's calm. Robert removed the rhythm. Thomas created it naturally. This concept goes all the way back to Stoicism. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In relationships, this means you must be willing to hold your ground, even when she pulls back, even when she tests you, even when she tries to shift the dynamic emotionally. A man who panics loses rhythm. A man who stays calm keeps polarity alive. Push-pull also shows up in your pacing, your timing, your tone, your willingness to slow a moment down instead of rushing into it. Your ability to stay grounded when she becomes emotional. The rhythm matters because it creates anticipation, and anticipation is the spark of desire. If this resonates, drop a comment and type "I hold rhythm." Don't go anywhere because next we break down the emotional risk she secretly wants you to lead. Number 8. The risk she wants you to lead. My friend, this part is going to challenge you because it calls out something most men avoid their entire lives. Women want a man who leads emotional risk, not reckless risk, not irresponsible choices. I'm talking about the kind of masculine courage that moves the connection forward when she's too guarded, too unsure, or too afraid to express what she actually wants. A woman may act independent, confident, and in control on the surface, but emotionally she still wants to feel your leadership. She wants to feel that you are willing to step into the unknown first. She wants to feel that you're not afraid of vulnerability, tension, or deeper connection. This is the emotional risk. She'll never say out loud, but she absolutely feels when a man shows it. Most men never lead this risk because they fear rejection. They fear being too forward. They fear looking foolish. They fear hearing no. But avoiding risk is exactly what makes your energy feel flat, passive, and forgettable. When you avoid risk, you place the entire weight of the relationship on her. You force her to initiate everything emotional, everything vulnerable, everything intimate. And that reverses polarity instantly. Stoicism warned men about this kind of fear-based living. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things become difficult." In other words, the reason the moment feels heavy is because you're refusing to step into it. You're waiting for permission. You're hoping she'll make the move so you don't have to take the risk. Women feel that instantly, and it makes them pull back. So what does leading emotional risk look like? 1. You express interest without needing her to validate it. You don't ask for reassurance. You don't over-explain. You state what you want calmly and let her respond. 2. You guide the pace of connection. You don't rush into intensity, but you also don't let the dynamic stagnate. You take the initiative to escalate things emotionally, spiritually, physically, but without pressure. 3. You lean into the moment instead of escaping it. When the energy gets charged, most men panic. A grounded man stays present. He doesn't joke it off. He doesn't change the subject. He stays in the moment fully. 4. You reveal a piece of yourself first. Not trauma dumping, not oversharing. Just enough vulnerability to show her, "I'm not afraid of depth." 5. You're willing to risk a no without losing your center. This is the part women feel the deepest. A man who can handle a no without breaking shows strength. A man who cannot risks everything by trying to protect his ego. Here's the truth. A woman cannot follow a man who won't step first. She cannot soften into someone who waits for her to guide everything. She cannot trust a man who needs certainty before acting. When you lead risk with calm confidence, she feels safe, stepping into her feminine. She feels free to express desire. She feels free to open up. She feels free to move toward you because she sees you're not afraid to move first. This is why masculine risk is attractive. It shows courage. It shows direction. It shows intention. It shows emotional strength. If this resonates, drop a comment and type, "I lead boldly." Stay tuned, my friend. The next part reveals the boundary play that awakens desire in ways most men never see. Number 9. The boundaries that spark desire. My friend, let's get into something most men misunderstand completely. They think boundaries push women away. They think boundaries make them look rigid, difficult, or uninterested. But the truth is the opposite. Healthy masculine boundaries create desire. they create safety, they create respect, and more than that, they create polarity. A woman cannot be attracted to a man who lets everything slide, accepts anything, or tolerates behavior that chips away at his self-respect. Women don't fall for men who have no boundaries. They fall for men who can hold boundaries with calm, masculine strength. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. There's a man named Andrew, 60, from Wisconsin. Great guy, successful career, solid values, calm personality. He started dating a woman named Michelle, 58. At first, everything felt natural, but over time, Michelle began pushing small boundaries, showing up late, canceling last minute, flirting with a little too much energy when they were out with friends. These weren't major problems, but they were signals, and Andrew ignored them. He didn't want to rock the boat. He didn't want to look controlling, so he smiled, tolerated it, and hoped her behavior would settle down. Instead, it got worse, and with every boundary he failed to hold, her attraction faded. Not because she wanted to disrespect him, but because he taught her she could. Now compare that to Patricia, 57, who described a man she dated named Daniel, 63. When she cancelled last minute for the second time, he didn't yell, guilt trip her, or make a big scene. He simply said, "No worries, we'll try another time, but I don't rearrange my whole day twice. Let's make sure the next plan sticks." Calm, clear, grounded, not emotional, not dramatic. Just a man holding his boundary with quiet strength. Patricia said that moment made her respect him more. It made her attracted, not intimidated. Why? Because women respond to boundaries as proof of a man's self-worth. Here's what boundaries look like in a masculine, healthy way. 1. Your time matters. If she flakes repeatedly, you don't reward it with more access. You simply adjust her priority level in your life. 2. Your emotional space matters. If she throws drama at you, you don't drown in it. You stay calm and refuse to match the chaos. 3. Your pace matters. You don't let her rush you into commitments you're not ready for, and you don't let her slow things down out of fear. 4. Your values matter. If she crosses something that violates your principles, you address it clearly instead of hoping it fixes itself. 5. Your dignity matters. If she disrespects you, even subtly, you bring attention to it, not to fight, but to reinforce the standard. A woman can only be feminine when a man is firmly masculine. She can only relax when she feels your boundaries. She can only respect you when you respect yourself. And here's the deeper truth. A man with boundaries is not rigid. A man without boundaries is not kind. A man with boundaries is trustworthy. Women feel desire for the man they trust, and they trust the man they cannot walk all over. If this resonates, my friend, drop a comment and type, "I hold standards." Stick with me, because the next part reveals the masculine presence she follows instinctively, whether she admits it or not. Number 10. The masculine presence she follows. My friend, this is where everything comes together. All the tension, the confidence, the depth, the boundaries, the energy, it all feeds into one thing: presence. And a woman follows a man's presence long before she follows his words, his charm, or his intentions. Presence is not what you say. Presence is not how much you do. Presence is the weight you carry into a room, into a conversation, into a moment. It's the silent signal that tells her, this man knows who he is. A masculine presence is not loud. It's not aggressive. It's not cold. It's steady. It's grounded. It's anchored. It's the feeling she gets when you walk into a room and you're not performing, not searching for validation, not competing for attention. You're simply there, fully, calmly, confidently. Women feel this instantly because most men don't have it. Most men enter a moment with scattered energy, nervous energy, or approval-seeking energy. But a man with presence, he brings clarity, he brings direction, he brings peace. In the video's core message, this is the ultimate truth. Women don't follow your emotions. Women don't follow your explanations. Women follow your center. Stoicism described this perfectly. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." A woman is drawn to the man who lives this truth, the man who does not lose himself in someone else's moods or reactions, the man who doesn't abandon his values when attraction shows up, the man who remains calm when the moment becomes emotional, uncertain, or intense. Masculine presence is communicated through 1. Your stillness. You are not jumpy, fidgety, or rushed. You slow down the moment by simply existing in it. 2. Your voice. Not loud, steady, certain. A man who knows what he thinks doesn't need volume to deliver it. 3. Your posture. Relaxed shoulders, open stance. You don't shrink. You don't puff up. You simply occupy space. 4. Your attention. You listen without trying to impress. You observe without trying to analyze. You don't multitask. Presence is focus. 5. Your emotions. You don't hide them, but you don't let them run the show. You express without spilling. You feel without falling apart. A woman follows a man whose presence transforms the environment instead of being shaped by it. She follows the man whose calm makes her calm. She follows the man whose steadiness makes her soften. She follows the man whose grounded energy makes the world feel less chaotic. Presence is not a performance, it's a practice. You build it by staying connected to yourself, not drifting into anxiety. You build it by choosing intention over impulse. You build it by understanding that your internal world sets the tone for every external moment. And here's the deepest truth of all. A woman doesn't follow the man she understands. She follows the man she feels. And presence is what she feels first, longest, and strongest. When you cultivate this kind of presence, everything else, attraction, connection, respect, falls into place naturally. You stop chasing. You stop proving. You stop performing, because your energy speaks louder than any line you could ever say. Presence is the final piece. Presence is the foundation. Presence is the difference. And presence, my friend, is what makes a woman choose a man without hesitation and follow him without fear. My friend, today we broke down the truth most men never hear. You learned what actually drives female attraction, what women feel but never explain, and how your presence, confidence, boundaries, and rhythm shape everything. These are the tools that make a man unshakable. And if you apply them, your relationships will never look the same again. If you want deeper guidance, exclusive lessons, and content I don't share publicly, make sure you join the membership. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.